Hello everybody, Papercraft Moon here, and this is the project for today. It's a notebook cover with a pocket at the front. It's a big pocket, and it's actually this one we are making in the video because I'm filming the intro after, because I didn't have any to show then. Yeah. So this is just an Ikea pad notebook, and I will link to it, but it will probably be the Swedish site. God, I can't speak. And it's fast and easy. I think this will be my shortest video, I hope. So we are just gonna get started with this one. So I'm gonna get ready to film it. I already filmed it. Yeah, anyways, let's get started. So, we're gonna get started with this. So, I have already prepared everything because I wanted to be a little bit faster this time. Because I'm very slow. So, what you need is 2 pieces of chipboard that measures 7 1/4 by 10 1/2. Then you need paper to cover it. So just take a whole piece of A4. You see, it's not that much of a frame. If you have 12 by 12, take 12 by 12, because then you're getting a little bit more on the length. But yeah, A4 works to cover this. And this notebook is from Ikea, and they come in 3 packs. The 3-pack have 1 navy blue, 1 light green, kind of light grayish green, and 1 that is goldish. And I think the goldish one is in the middle, so you don't really see it. But anyways, I can see if I can link to that, because notebooks come in every size, and I don't think this size has any. It's not an A4 or anything like that. It's somewhere between A5 and A4. So, anyways, chipboard and 2 A4s to cover. Then you need for the inner piece, you need a piece that is 10 3/8 by 7 7/8. This one you score on the 7 7/8 side at 7 1/8, 7 3/8. So 7 1/8 and 7 3/8. So you're getting a spine of 1/4. Because this notebook is 1/4, about 1/4. I think if you have thicker ones, then you just measure the spine on them and go after that. I've used a notebook in one of mine of these. I made a black and white one, and I have a lot of things in that notebook, so it's expanding out, but not the back. So you could make the spine wider even with these, I think. I can't say for sure, but this works for this notebook. So be sure to measure the spine and see how it is. And the spine is narrower than, because the pages are stitched together, so it's kind of a V back there. So just look at it or something like that. Anyways, I took 1/4 as a spine. So and you need a piece that is 10 3/8 by 7 1/8, and then this one you don't score. Then the pocket that is on the outside cover is 8 1/4 by 8, and you score it at 1/2 inch and 7 3/4. So on the long side, 1/2 inch on each side, and then on the 8th side just at 1/2 inch or 7.5. Then we have 2 of these that are going inside to keep the notebook in place. And if you're making a smaller one, you might need to make these smaller. I just took a page. This is a page from the notebook I have, and I made a line here because it felt kind of good to have it there and have this space of it covered. And yeah, it didn't felt like I needed to have more, like so, or less. 4.5 was just right. So these are 5 by 11 3/8. So on the long side, 1/2 inch at both ends, and the short side, 1/2 inch at one end, or 4.5. And you need 2 of them. So I think that was everything for this one. So we're starting with the inner pieces, and I'm running low on tape. Feels like I'm always running low on tape. So on this, the 1/2 inch flap, and then the spine here 1/4. You put tape on the 1/2 inch flap, and then you place this one in up against the score line. So up against the flap's score line, so not at the spine. You are over the spine, and I need to have this closer to my eyes, otherwise I'm going to fail. So now we have 1/4 spine and 2 pages, and we're going to have tape on those 2, and I should probably do this off camera, but why not? And I should probably say Happy New Year, or I maybe will say it because the intro is coming. The intro is going to be filmed after I'm done with this one, so the one I'm showing in the intro is the one we're making right now. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I didn't have one to show, because the one that I have made 2, they are in my couch, and I don't like to have things that have been in my couch on my crafting table again. So that's the reason for that. And sometimes I forget to say things during the video, so if I show... Wait, just gonna grab another tape. If I show the project that we are making in the video in the intro, then I might remember things that I didn't during the filming. So that's the reason for that I'm doing that sometimes. And I'm going to film a lot more this year. I'm going to get better at remembering to do tutorials and things. I just sometimes don't feel like I need to make a tutorial, because for me sometimes it feels like the project is quite clear, but it's not. And the reason why I came up with this to hold a notebook is because I made one in fabric when I was little. So it comes from that. And I've seen a lot of covers like this before, and it kinda is like my other covers, just this is not for a notepad, it's for a notebook. So we are doing just the same as the notepad and the albums. We are trying to line this up in here. So lined up, and then we're taking the backing off and going to line it up with the other side. And it's about 1/16 around, maybe less, maybe more sometimes, depending on how close the spine. Yeah, a 1/16. Anyways, I'm babbling about things I don't understand myself. Now the cover part is kind of done. Now it's just inside, and here when you have this, you can kind of make more things in it, put extra pages, just having this at the top or something. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to have a pocket here, so you can have papers stuck in, and these you can actually use as pockets too, because they are quite big and they won't be filled. Filled up by the notebook. So I'm taking the backing off of all 3 sides, and then we have the line of the page, and we have the line of the chipboard. The line of the page is the one we're going to follow, so fold this one in, having the tape, and just line up against that line. So it might be a little bit bulky. It just makes the pages, the notebook coming in this easier. And this is from the chipboard. So yeah, it gets a little bit bulky, but that's fine. And then we're just going to do the same on the other side. So this one is fast, easy, and it takes a little bit more paper, I think, than the small for the note pad. But yeah, it's kind of nice to have this for the notebooks. It looks good. The notebooks were kind of boring looking, but I like the paper in them, so that's why I'm using them and doing covers for them. And I have actually this one. I can probably... This is a smaller one, it's very small, but the idea is that you just tuck the notebook in like so. Yeah, this one fits too, but yeah, it would have needed more. And making for this one is the same as doing this one. It's just maybe less here and less in size, but measure out the notebook size and just add 1/4 for the chipboard, and the paper inside is going to be 1/8 bigger than this. So just do that. And now the inside is done, and we are going to put this pocket on the outside, and it's just the same. Line it up against the chipboard's side here. Somehow I'm never getting the chipboard right, so it's always bigger than it should be. But yeah, the pocket still works, and the project still works, and everything is not that perfect, but yeah, perfect enough, I guess. It's handmade stuff. They get to look a bit crappy sometimes. See here. This is the reason you should not use tape. Because you can't move things around. So now I have like an 8 here of the chipboard sticking out beside the pocket. For some reason I measured it, and some reason it doesn't get right. So when you do this pocket, just look and see so it is right, because somehow it doesn't get right, even though I'm making it right, because the width of this is 7 1/4, and I'm making the pocket 7 1/4. But yeah, anyways, this is looking fine. So, time to decorate it. And for some reason I have things. Someone else feeling sick by this paper. Okay, you can't see it really. That's great. I'm feeling sick by this paper. I can actually feel in my brain that it's kind of like a needle poking at a part of my brain every time I see this freaking paper. So then I need some tape on these, and this is first edition's Blackout, and I have probably said it before, I love first edition. First edition papers, amazing. They come in 3 sizes, 12 by 12, which is 30 by 30, 8 by 8, which is 20 by 20, and yeah, it's a half an centimeter too on both of them, but yeah, anyways, and 6 by 6, which is 15.2 by 15.2. Yeah, so they come in 3 sizes, and it's so much paper for quite a small sum. In Sweden, most of the papers we buy, that is just one paper, cost like 10 kroners, which is about $1, I think. But when you take these pads with papers, it's about 4 kroners per paper, so these are quite cheap, and yeah, they have a lot of effects. There's foil, glitter, shiny, and embossed, and something more. Shimmer. It's shiny, and then there's one like this. This is a bit plastic something, and this is the fabric. So there's a lot of papers, really nice papers in these pads. I love them. I love them so much, and I can get a hold of them in Sweden, and that's the best thing about them, because I can't get Stampin' Up things that easily. But I hope that Stampin' Up will ship to Sweden soon. Yeah, so I'm gonna line this up again as straight as I can, but my eyes aren't that good on eye measuring, and this book is getting so freaking ugly. Yeah, I'm tired. They shooted rockets here for hours after midnight. I didn't hear all of it, but I'm still tired because I was up to around 2 AM. Come on. Into the freaking pocket. Sorry if I'm swearing a little bit, but sometimes you are allowed to do that. So, and I'm using a paper that I don't like that much for the inside of this. This is just so the notepad doesn't get stuck on the pocket's fold-in flap there. So yeah, this is the only reason for this paper, and so it's looking a little bit good on the inside too, even though you might not see this with the notebook in. Come on now. Yeah, the hardest part with these that I've realized is human error while cutting. I'm cutting the paper a hair too much or a hair too little. I don't know. Let's see if I can fix this. Just a sec. So now I'm fighting with this. I'm done fighting. I got the notebook too. It has 40 sheets, I think, and yeah, this is the goldish one. So it's just sliding it in. Then this one you kind of have to fold them. So quite small and compact, or it's not small, but this is the smaller size I feel you can have to this type of notebook. So I don't know. Yeah, so, and yeah, it kind of makes it not that flimsy and keeps good. And the pocket is quite big. I have in mine I have maybe 4 sheets of A4 folded and tucked in, or 5 even, and it works perfectly. So yeah, I think I will just film the intro, say goodbye now, and then film the intro, and maybe decorate it a little bit more. But now you have everything you need to make one, I think. And as I said, if you have a smaller notebook like this one, just make it, measure it and go with 1/4 bigger, the chipboard 1/4 bigger in length and wide. Look at the spine. This spine I would go, this book has also 40 pages, I think. So this one I will also go with the 1/4 as a spine, because it's really perfect. If you can see, I'm making this. No, it's too hard to see. Anyways, you can do smaller. I will make one for this one, I think, but if I make one for that, I will post the measurements too for that one. Anyways, I'm babbling again, and I'm trying to make a shorter video because this is kind of a fast project and I made preparations before. So yeah, I hope you like this one, and remember, these were for the Ikea ones. I don't know if the size is, if there's more somewhere with the same size. Anyways, I will link to Ikea, but I think it will be the Swedish Ikea site, but then you might be able to see which, I mean, if you want the same notebooks. Anyways, yeah, hope you like this. Happy New Year. Hope everyone get a great 2018. And I have a video coming up soon again, because I'm going to show a really big box. Yeah, so see you next video. Bye, hejdå!